All right. We got game three coming up. We will also be having Justin and Abby joining us on the stream shortly. Okay. All right, so here we are. So to get set up, Justin, I'm gonna have you aim your mic to, and Maddie, I'm gonna have you aim your mic to Justin. You guys hold it or you guys clip it on. All right, live right now. Yeah.
How we doing? Should I use my radio voice or my?
Whichever voice you like. We got one viewer.
Woohoo! Who's the viewer?
Just leave it there.
Can we see who? Or it just says?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually have a phantom viewer that doesn't respond, but sometimes Tyler will hop on the stream.
Okay.
Sometimes Meredith will hop on the stream and they'll come.
Nice. I like you.
Okay, so Maddie, before we get started, I just want a clarification. Do you prefer to go by Maddie or by Mo?
Okay, so let me give you a story.
Yeah, let's give a story.
I was in high school, and there was another Maddie on the basketball team, and so we were like, one of us has to be something else. Like, can't both be Maddie. So I don't know where it came from, but it was just something that they started calling us. Oh, it was Hero is my main name.
Right.
Hello, my middle name. And so it was just a lot of O's, and I then became Mo. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I identify more as Mo or Maddie, and I think it's Maddie.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Okay, because
that was like high school.
right. Originally, that's what you were introduced to me as Maddie.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was on Danny Rafferty's team,
Yes.
he was trying to correct me.
I know.
Oh, it's Mo.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So,
but
here was like high school friends.
right, got it.
So yeah, that's why it was a lot.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that for all the one viewers that we have, that goes by Maddie.
Yeah.
And it had many iterations through the years. And so with Moses, Muhammad, Moquisha,
It's been Mo.
Moquisha.
Yeah.
Mofo. Yeah, that one
All
didn't
right.
take for very long. Kept immediately regretting inviting us.
No.
Things already
Yeah.
done.
So just to let everyone know, the scoreboard is not going to be up to date because I realized once I swap screens on my phone, it stops the clock. But I'll try my best. Because I have a doc that allows me to outline what we're gonna go over.
Oh, nice.
So this is your first time in the booth. Normally when it's me and someone else, thank you. When it's me and someone else, we're mainly talking about the game and what happens in the game and our opinions on the players on the court. But for this series specifically, we're just trying to get to know the captain themselves.
Yeah.
So we'll remark about something amazing that happens on the court, but for everyone watching, we apologize. This is really a Q&A session more than a game session.
Good.
Although this is a really strong matchup between the
Yes,
top
it is.
two games of the league.
Yes, it is.
After a really strong matchup between your team and the other team.
Indeed.
That was really
Good game.
real good game. Yeah.
Yeah, hard fought.
So
Spiced Thai food before that game.
Thai food.
Needed.
I'll go. Okay, so let's kind of dive into this. You guys have like pre-game meals you guys prefer to have, or is this like whatever feels good? It doesn't care. You don't care what you eat for a game.
So in school, when we thought games mattered, no, I'm pointing it away from.
Yeah, put it away from me. Because you guys are on the same frequency, so if you just get it.
Nah, yeah, it's a reverberate there. So in school when we thought games mattered, I used to love to have a plate of nachos before game. Not with like queso, with actual like shredded cheese and some ground beef, ground turkey, salsa, melted over some Costco tortilla chips, of course.
Yeah.
That was the go mainly because we always had that in house. I think if it was more successful, I probably would have had different outcomes to my high school career. So for whatever it's worth.
What about Maddie?
I really have a preference on what, as long as I'm eating too close to the game.
Okay, so that's a time issue for you. And so, Dave, how soon is your time prior to the game?
It out because
It's a nice 3.
I didn't eat too close to the game. I think I had it at like 2. So I was like, I know I have to play a basketball game, so I have to be smart about this.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. So thank you to Andrew, who's going to be keeping our scoreboard for us. Hopefully. Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. Eventually. Luca took a tumble and is helped by his former teammate. Okay. So one question that was asked by several people is they want to know how long you guys were married. For me, because I know a little bit of your story, because Justin told me in one of many late nights together.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you kind of tell us your because you guys are high school sweethearts.
Yes.
So why don't you kind of give us a brief overview of like how you guys met, kept in touch, your long distance, all of that. Maybe hear it from you guys. It's
Okay.
from Justin.
So we met when we were in 6th grade. I think
Yep.
like 12. Which is funny because we were homeschooled. We met through the school group. We like played basketball and volleyball and like the sports and all the fun things. So we've known each other since we were 12. And his older sister was my best friend from like 12 until now. Like we're just super tight. So I knew her first, and then I started going over to her house, and like I found out that she had a younger brother who's in my grade, and I was like, he's old, but he's kind of awfully funky.
So it is.
Okay. I'll get that make it worse.
And so, yeah, we were just friends for a little while, and then it was in junior year we started dating. But we
Dating.
yes, loving.
We're not loving dating.
So they like we met at a Starbucks, and all of us, his mom, his dad.
You guys met the parents
my mom,
early.
my dad.
Like the tree of Versailles, basically.
So then they were like, okay, you guys can like start dating now if you two. And that's how we became boyfriend and girl
Got it.
in junior.
So you guys got both parents' blessings early.
Yes.
So it started. Yeah. So it started with Facebook Messenger, right?
Right.
Because I wasn't allowed to text girls, right?
But you can voice.
Well, I text boys, which was a questionable decision on my parents' part. And but we basically circumvented the system,
Right.
in the spirit of the law by
Yeah.
sending
As
these
teenagers do.
like monumental just Facebook messages to each other. And the funny thing is, my Facebook was linked to my dad's email.
Oh.
Yes.
I knew this.
So we were obviously, I mean, we were high school. We were very sense.
Yep.
And but we send just these pages long messages back and forth, and I just like I really hope that dad is not just like going through his Yahoo. And but yeah, so that meeting was right after
It was like for prom.
right before prom, and basically it was the official. Okay, you guys can kiss each other now,
Yes.
and you see each other. And what called it?
Hands.
No holding hands.
No front hugs.
How about kissing?
No.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were too narrow.
Yes.
Don't hold
Yeah.
hands.
True. That's we found
Loophole. The pattern that you guys are going to the loophole.
we
So
would
like,
have 100%. And the funny thing is, my dad actually created a loophole at prom, senior prom. He came with because my dad is like the typical dad amateur photographer, and he had to take all the pictures before we and he said, all right, now hold hands for this picture, and we were like, wait a minute,
you said.
this is a trap. Like, I'm not falling for this one. He's like, no, just do it. And so my dad got in trouble with my mom and her parents because they made us hold hands for a picture. Yes. But as you can see, everything worked out. She
Did for like 6 months in person, and then you.
and then I left. Yeah.
So before you go on to that, you guys went to prom, and you guys were still at homeschool.
Yeah.
So what does homeschool prom look like?
We get like
What would you expect?
it's a lot edited, like Miss Brown.
Like heavily edited.
I guess I'm curious
Stupid.
how many people showed up.
Times.
Right.
Was that Miss?
Okay.
Yep.
16 students, of course, like just as many chaperones.
Right.
Yes.
Wonder Wait.
So I don't know. Who's to say? You know?
Right.
So
But I was curious because
yeah,
I know you guys know each other through sports, and
Yeah.
I mean, the people in the league now is Christian Heritage.
yes,
We've
exactly.
been taken over.
Right. So I was just wondering if like the same network of people that
It is. We're some of the upper tier.
Uh-huh.
So
What is
all
upper
of these
tier?
are children.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Edgewise.
Senior.
Yes. We were with the Matthew and Christians of the world.
Got it.
Jake was behind me, and all of these young folks that you see, you can just not pay attention to them. They're
All right, you guys heard it here first.
with the Forest, Amber and Brooke as well.
Right.
So that was gang.
Yeah.
And just for the record, Queen, King, senior year.
Oh,
So
royalty.
you can address us as such from here out.
In what how many proms and kings were there before you guys? Do you know the answer to that?
There were
How
proms.
many CHS proms were before?
There was a king and queen for
Right.
a prom, and
Right.
I don't know how many.
At least 10 probably more.
Okay, so it's been okay.
Pretty established thing.
Okay.
Pretty.
She was.
Actually, no, Kristen was prom too.
Yeah, Christopher was ridiculous.
Yeah, so
Royalty.
the pool is a lot smaller.
Yes.
So then we all know that it's a popularity contest.
It is.
How do you guys become popular within a homeschool network?
It wasn't.
The answer is pennies together.
Just
Yeah.
teaching people the polls?
That's right.
To be the loudest ones, you have to tell funny
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
So in real school, where people go to real classes at a real campus, there are multiple social circles.
Right.
But in Christian Heritage in the homeschool,
Too.
there are some families that know each other, but for the most part, the social circles are sports.
Right.
And so, like, there would always be a couple people at prom or a couple people at graduation that were like, we have no idea who those people are just because they play sports. Exactly. So there's volleyball, there was basketball, there was track and field, there was football that turned to tackle football. And so basically, we all knew each other through sports.
Right.
And for our football team, we would go to Missouri every year for like national home field tournament, and so we had these trips, we would all bond, all this stuff, and so it basically like a lot of it was determined by sports.
Got it.
And what necessarily who's the best, although that ended up being Ace obviously best, but it was more just like who people like,
Right.
yeah, which is all proms.
Got it. Okay, so let's fast forward again back to where I cut Maddie off. You left for college shortly after you were given the blended date.
Yeah.
How was that? Why don't you explain? There's a couple people who were asking about long distance.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you walk through, Maddie, like, how that was for you? I mean, I know most of you.
Yeah.
Why don't you walk me through or walk us through that whole process? Like we can finally end
Yeah,
Justin.
I know. So we had a summer. One of those romance movies, the Bond thing, cute.
Beach sunrise. Yeah.
We literally saw for like first 6 weeks, just in most.
I see that.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yikes. So sorry. Last week I was saying that Nate has missed.
Oh,
Nate, another example of a misstep.
give it a break.
Yes. We should keep tally of that actually. And that would petition this team loses points every time he misses. That's $7.
Yeah, like especially when they're on the same family team.
And loses 4 points if Rhino even tries again. Because Rhino tried in the first game. I don't think I have live running for that one. But it was kind of like a finger roll and then a grab the rim afterwards. Oops, I'm not with the rim, so I'm not going to talk too much trash. I am going to talk with Lib
Yeah.
because he missed.
Right. So let's get back again.
Sure.
So you guys had 500 days left for.
Yes.
You guys had the sobbing, mainly just. So then, so those 4 years in college, how did that work?
It was hard. Like, it was. The thing was, I think back to it all the time. It was like we were 17, 18 when he left for school. Or no, we were both 18.
I took 18 like 3 days later.
And so I was like, we were babies. We knew we were gonna like be together. So there was like no question in it. It's so dumb to say because no, but it was real. There was never doubt in our minds. So we were like, well, this is gonna suck. It's gonna be hard, but we know that we're gonna like come back together and live in the same state again. So
Same half the country.
Yeah.
Zip code, yeah.
So
Same time, Mississippi.
yeah, it was the longest, but
So we were around the same time. That's terrible. Geography.
yeah, that was good.
4 years.
School.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there was a lot of like you guys. Any chance you could try to travel, see each other?
Yeah.
When possible.
Yeah, conservative.
Twice and then
Right.
graduate.
So
Yeah.
transportation and like he had a best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
That was me every day.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
He came home a couple times. He surprised me by coming home a couple times. All holidays, of course, was home.
Right.
So we did all we could.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a big experience.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware that most long distance relationships don't work out.
Yeah.
And also most high school relationships
Yeah,
don't work
and
out.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
By like we just kind of knew. And I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like what you don't know can't hurt you almost. That we were like, what do you mean? Everyone expects this to work out. Of course we're gonna, like, of course we're gonna go. Of course, there's no. We didn't even think about. It was always just Justin.
There was
and I,
no,
right?
there was no other
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah. And so, looking back now at like a couple of 18-year-olds who had no idea what they were doing, no idea what like future held, never been for homeschooled, especially sheltered in terms of going into a universe setting, never lived with myself before, none of this stuff. We should have been more worried than we were,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Right.
We weren't, and worked it out. Not to say it was all easy, of course not, but
Just
I think
lots of
yes. And I think it gave our relationship a chance to really strengthen in certain areas that are easy to ignore when you're.
I mean, I assume you guys had to work through a lot of things that people don't get to in a marriage.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys had to do that before you even got to a point when you're ready to even think about.
We do have the benefit of like we're both big thinkers, as you can say.
So
Like we
communication
both
was
have a lot of words.
Yeah.
I feel like it came naturally to us, but
Mhm.
when we did get married and when we did come back to, we were like, oh, there's still like big gaps in our communications because we like didn't have to think about
Right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah. But God's good. He helped sort it all out. And my friend group was awesome.
Yeah,
They were very.
they love me.
They were great offensive line. Yeah, they knew Maddie for very time and every night. They all talked to her. They all met her. So they ran a lot of blocking for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I had to be blocked for it. There wasn't a whole lot of demands, but whatever demand there was, they made sure there was a supply. So that's all good.
I was about to say, are you telling on yourself now?
For whatever that's worth.
CD.
Okay.
No.
Hey, I mean, Christian colleges have their own
No.
schools because, yeah.
Yeah. Like, feel like all the personal trainer there were.
Yeah, because my wife went to Biola,
Oh yeah.
and I went to CI,
Mhm.
but I actually knew a couple people that from UCI that went to Biola parties,
Oh my gosh.
and they were saying those were wilder than the UCI parties. Right.
Yes. Yes.
So, I don't know, just because you go to a Christian
No.
college, it doesn't mean anything.
At all. At all.
I'm just letting you know, any parents out there, yeah,
Just saying.
any parents watching, I'm just letting you know, just because you send your kid to a Christian college
It's
doesn't
not
mean
worth tuition. Yeah. You didn't hear from me. It's not worth the tuition.
So, just thinking along this theme, another question that someone asked was, how do you, because of your homeschool experience, do you guys want to give that to your kids?
We were just talking about
We talk about this often, yes. So we have sort of mismatching homeschool experiences as well.
Sure.
So Addie was homeschooled ever since she got kicked out of first grade.
Kicked
And
out?
then
Try again. Sure.
she claims
No. The truth is.
that she was audibly discharged. However, her mother, she was joking. Every single time she was joking with a consistent story.
Right.
Anyways, That's for another week.
Okay.
But I went to school until 5th grade, so 6th grade my first year homeschooling, and
Got
it's not like you learn the ways of the world in 5th grade or anything.
Right.
But it is a different social sort of development than being homeschooled from when you're in 1st grade.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because we almost have a little bit of differing view in the opposite directions.
Okay.
In that Maddie really values our kids getting some experience in a classroom setting, learning how to function in that setting.
Because she was ripped away from that.
Well, she rips out, but that's again different story, different time, and being played a role. But anyways, no, I'm just playing. But for me, I don't know. We blessed that our homeschool experience didn't like what most people would assume, and wouldn't look like what people assume for our kids. That we took multiple in-person classes, online classes. Like it wasn't all just wake up and in your PJs all day. We had sports, right? Winter formal. We had prom. We had all the experiences, and then like my senior year, I took all college classes at a community college in Southern Canyon. I just got due credit for it. So we did have a very academic sort of homeschool experience, and it was also social.
And I would say that that's largely in part because of your parents' ability to give you that, right?
1,000,000%. Yeah.
My
Some of our
understanding
moms
is-
are teachers.
Right.
Yeah. So they were just totally of it.
Yeah, because I have not come into many. I hadn't come into many homeschool people until I came to Corona, and I have come to find that that seems to be a trend, especially with a lot of new parents in Corona. They want to homeschool their kids, but I want to say like I don't think a lot of parents are meant to teach, and I feel like the kids suck if they're forced to do that and they're not in that situation to be able to. But it's like you guys got the benefit of having really good parents who were able to contribute positively all around.
That's where I feel like I'm putting pressure on myself now.
Right.
Is going into kindergarten.
Right.
And I'm just like, am I equipped to teach? Like,
Right.
do I want to homeschool, or have I just been like assumed that I'm going to homeschool because we
Right.
didn't have this experience?
Right.
Like, I know, like, I can't compare myself.
Right.
But also, am I the best option
Right.
for kids?
But on top of that too, I mean, you guys both have really challenging careers to incorporate homeschool on top of that.
Yes.
Right?
We do.
You're a doctor and you're a nurse. Right?
Yeah.
So how does that factor into? And you said just talked about it if it's not something I came to a conclusion, but like, how do you kind of figure out like? Because you essentially have to sacrifice your career,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't manage both effectively.
Yeah. And parenthood always
Right.
first.
Yeah.
So like, is that kind of something you guys have come to any conclusions about?
I feel like we've talked about his residency because he's in a 3-year residency program with 1 year of fellowship coming up. Like when he becomes an attending, he will have a much better schedule, and so we have kind of like landed on like taking it year by year, like
Sure.
recessing because we're not in our full destiny.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So just to kind of answer the question, we do kindergarten in person 5 days a week, 8 to 3, which was it was a big conversation for us.
3. That's for kindergarten.
Yeah. It's a long days, which was really difficult for me because I'm like torn from. He's been doing 2-day-a-week preschool to 5 days because he's gonna be out of the house.
It's a public or is it a kindergarten?
It's a pretty big.
Okay, I was gonna say that most public schools offer kindergarten for like most are half days.
Yeah.
So then you wonder like what's the point? And in your schedule, like dropping off, and it's like you just drop them off.
You turn around and go to
Yeah. Very cool.
So I think that'd be good for him. Leo also is not naturally social as already.
He hasn't taken on any of your characteristics.
Not socially.
Right.
Yeah, not socially, not yet at least.
With you guys,
Yeah.
he's comfortable.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we think that could also be an experience. But we're very comfortable with the school he's going to. So yeah, I think it'll be a good experience for him. But we're gonna, like Matt said, sort of reevaluate every off season and see kind of when is that time to move, and certainly when do move them over to homeschooling, and to have a lot of in-person classes with people who are better equipped to do specific than we are.
Right. It's a matter of when Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had benefit, both of us, the parents, not only were they well-rounded and good teachers, but they also recognized where they fell short. And so,
And what's important.
so mom was like, I'm not teaching pre-calc. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I took pre-calc as an actual course, so the availability made a big difference. I think it would have been a different picture otherwise.
That's stuff. Well, hopefully the people who are wondering about that have a good pathway with which I guess a better lens to look through, because I think
There's
that's
many
important.
options. Like, I feel like we've both done every iteration of homeschooling there was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so we're going back in the source and into you guys. What are your favorite aspects like that you see in each other's game? So you guys playing together on the same team. You guys probably have seen each other play a lot throughout the years, and I'm sure the game has evolved. Like, so Justin, when you see Maddie on the court, what are the favorite things he do? And then same thing for Maddie and
talk
Justin.
about high school.
So
Talk about
first of all, I'm not open for feedback. Second, I'd like to just clarify that I'm a professional hater. So when I answer this question, it's not going to be my favorite thing about Madison State.
Well, that's the whole question was least favorite.
I'll get to. I'm saying these are the things I hate the most because I am never on the same team with her.
Okay.
And usually it's us playing worse or playing a little like one at the jam.
Sure.
Whatever the case is. So I hate these things because they're the most obnoxious. And it's that she had never seen a mid-range shot she doesn't like.
Have you seen Kristen play?
Yes, I've seen Kristen play. I hate Chris too, but that's
I just make sure there's consistency.
She knows.
I just want to make sure consistent.
I am a hater, but I communicate, so that shows. I to this day have beat Maddie one time in my life course. When
was it?
24-hour fitness, month and a half ago, date
That
night.
wasn't horse.
I have beat Maddie one time in my life in
Pig.
But yeah, so
if
she can set her feet and look at the rim, it's going through, right? And so definitely game speed has changed, getting your feet under you, but I have hit for years the way that she very confidently sinks every look she gets, and that drives me crazy.
Got it. So Matt, how about you for Justin?
Well, I'm gonna be nice about it. It's fancy, but the way you create like space under hoop and like dish out and like your trick passes, you're like a slippery player. So
I just want to say that Maddie and I have the same similar feelings about you.
Oh yeah.
I always talk about how he was playing with you because you are so good at finding people despite being triple, quadruple teams under the rim, and you can just you have eyes on the back end.
Yeah.
So,
not at home.
Maddie, where's the barbecue sauce? It's in the fridge door. I'm telling you. I looked the fridge door. It's not in there. So make me come over.
So maybe people stays on the
and then I'll add them. So I turn my back and boom. Oh, but thank you. That's very kind. I think if you offset that with all the turnovers, then it probably breaks even. But I'll take it.
Okay, so over the course of the years, you guys have known each other since 6th grade. Would you guys say that Justin has become more like you, or you become more like Justin over the years?
Oh man, that's a hard question. Because I felt like we were so similar.
Right,
We were known as like they're like two birds with a feather.
The Halfkins. Yeah.
But no.
Well, I guess because you guys have known each other, has that made it so that you guys have kind of followed the same trajectory in your growth?
Almost the opposite. I would say that we have sort of grown into our differences, embraced it a lot more as we have like just matured and grown so much comfortable in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because it used to be that like a big identity of our relationship is that we're so similar.
Yeah.
The same opinion about everything, like the same thing, just like the same thing. We laugh at the same jokes, and so we've really learned to sort of embrace the fact that like, hey, it's okay if you don't laugh at a joke. I still think it's funny. And just of like our opinion about things, and And that's not to say that we are, we're still, I would say, probably 99% on the same page about everything.
Right.
The values. And
Right. The important thing. Yeah.
But we're two different adult human beings.
Yeah.
Right. And you cannot have a fully developed personality if you don't also have differences from.
Right.
I think we didn't have fully developed personalities when we started, and long distance helped, and just going into careers and sort of like finding out that like it's actually okay for us to be different people and still and still be totally like in love and very healthy marriage. Yeah.
Very cool.
Especially in your head too. It'll
Yeah.
change you.
Yeah.
It'll change you real quick.
So just a game update. We have 17 minutes left of the second half, and they're the Knights, who are in first place, are up by 12.
Yep.
They were within 6 points at one point, and Sawyer looks a little gassed. He said he wasn't feeling 100%.
Yeah.
Nathan looks like he is 100%. So
When does
it's tough. I mean, if Jake doesn't win this year, I don't know when he's going to win. So I don't know if you guys know, Jake has not won a championship in the 9 seasons we've had.
Not for lack of effort.
He's gone to the finals, I think, 8 of 9 seasons. So
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The curse of the Jake.
But their team this year looks poised to win. And
Yes, they do.
if they can't, then Jake, I'm sorry, I don't know how I'll help you.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
We did last year.
That's true.
We went to the final.
They broke because of it.
Yes, we did.
Jacob had said to me that he didn't like sharing the title captaincy with Justin.
And I get it. He's the current captain.
Okay.
I
So
get it.
there's a consistency there. I was last year the captain, but I didn't feel
Thanks,
like
Kev. Thanks, Kev.
you think you're someone new.
Yeah, I've been running two partners. I'm working on it.
All right.
But yes, this night team is. They don't have a lot of misses. They've got shooters. They can get to the rim. They rebound. That's all just Nathan. They're excellent on both ends of the court, and I think what everyone sort of knows but doesn't talk about is the fact that they create when he plays on defense. They block shots, they steal the ball, and so they're rarely in a court 5-5 set.
Right.
They're always in a 3-on-2, 2-on-1 sort of running.
Right.
And we have Rhino who just never stops talking, running, shooting. The pace of the game is so much higher, and so I think what we have talked about as a team, we haven't faced them yet.
That'll be next week. Your
And that will be that'll be interesting. We better come play or else it's gonna get ugly. But take care of the ball.
Yeah.
Making good shots, making them play 5-on-5 basketball, slowing the game down, and getting boards. Because if they can get a quick defensive rebound and run, they're gonna eat you. So, pump for you pass, don't them jump and pass in lanes.
Yep.
Because that's all they want to do.
Rhinos, I mean, it's just especially he averages 5 steals a game, I think, just off of lazy, and not even lazy, sometimes good passes.
Yeah.
But he has such a long reach.
Wingspan, he's big,
Right.
quick, when the sticks are there.
Yeah.
He knows when it's coming.
And I've told teams, like, if you see Rhino on the right side, it's because Rhino ain't stacked on right.
Yes.
How do you strong players on the left side?
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
for whatever reason, people still stack up on the right side to give them all the advantage they have.
Yeah, to play to the strengths.
Because I'm just going to say, like, Kristen's on the leg. You see how heavily wrapped up her leg is?
Yes.
She's not going to move.
Bionic.
Yeah,
He's actually stronger than you.
That's fair. I saw it as a negative. I guess, you want to knee it.
But yeah, absolutely. I think this last possession defended is a good example. You make them play for them, you play slow, and they can make mistakes.
And this season, Kristen's having her worst by far shooting season. I think the last time I checked, she was 3 for 30 from deep.
Which is not
It's not normal for her, but that's the thing you got to key in on is one of their best shooters not shooting well. And make them shoot. Nate finishes at the rim much better than he shoots.
He does. Absolutely.
And same thing with Reno. But Jake has lost the steps. He's had a consecutive.
He has, but I still rather see him at the 3.
Oh no, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And Jake is still a defender for our team. The
I mean,
offense,
that's not saying much in our league.
it's not. I mean, they've got their 4 of the top.
Yeah.
But I do think their defense is vulnerable if you play at your pace.
Sure.
If you try to speed up to them, they're picking passes, they're trailing the fast break and taking cookies. But
Yeah.
if you pump your first pass and line it outside of position, then your wing player cuts into an opening, right? Because their top defender is out of. So I think you have to make them get the shape without turning the ball over.
Right.
I think that's the only real path to victory here.
Yeah, like I see Nate get against 3 missed it.
Yep.
But he had his own
Like his own boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And
that's
go right
something
back.
that is we don't have a lot of players who are smart with the ball. Like they can't figure out how to pass it. So they can create openings, but they're not able to pass them correctly.
Yes.
Or they're not able to do either one, and so they miss opportunities when they don't realize they created.
Yes. And the instinct, I think, when you're flustered is to speed up,
Right.
which is not the right move. It's an aggressive defense.
Yeah.
It's slow down. Because if they're aggressive, eventually they will get the position. But if you try to play to their speed, they're going to hump into everything.
Yep.
You slow down, wait for them to take a risk, then make them pay. They look a lot better than if you try to run them because these guys are too big. They're too athletic. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
They've got 3 of the top 5 athletes in this league on their team. So
it is.
It's just not
that's
gonna
true.
happen. But yeah, had a little bit of basketball mixed in there.
We got basketball in.
Yep.
So switching gears again.
Yes.
You know, I assume that your desires for your to at least engage in sports that you that grew up around sports.
It is.
Are there sports you guys are plan to push that toward, or are you gonna just be like any sport you want, go?
You have to pick one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I see so many good things. Like this is how it was for me. I think it's good too. Learn coordination and like landscape things. The mechanics, I think, especially for our 4-year-old, like that's gonna be like he needs those foundations before he plays any sports. So I think if I'm gonna push anything immediately, it'll that and then kind of work. I mean, like we played baseball.
Yeah.
Played, like, I think everything except for baseball.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
I played a year of baseball. It was me.
Tennis. We played together, but not in an organized league.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I would echo that. I think that I will say that a lot of character development comes from teamwork. And that's not necessarily because you're going to go get a scholarship and get off the center, but just the ability to work with people who don't see eye to eye, the ability to sort of take a leadership role in like a situation that has some adversity. I think that we both grew quite a bit from that. So I really think that would be very valuable for our kids. But I don't plan on being the parent who's like, keep digging. Like if this is clearly not for you and you've given like a genuine effort, then I'm okay with that. That's fine with you. Like I do think sports are diverse enough that we should be able to find something. But our 4-year-old has already demonstrated a total love for bugs, lizards, fish, all the creepy crawlies.
Yeah.
Which is also like I grew up 100%
outdoors,
with all the stuff, and we still are.
Yeah, we got
a little bit of a scuff here.
Between the
elbows, stopping up. Yep.
And so I just tell the teams that we're not given whistles.
Yes.
And so
I actually went to talk to Sawyer before the game started and said, "Hey, dude, we got this next week. We're calling it loose. Beat up Nate Orman. He hasn't arrived yet. Maybe this will get it heated and he'll do me a favor here. But sportsmanship in the end, right?
Yeah,
Two guys are frustrated, that chat out, and they're good.
And they're they're competitive.
Yes.
Like I said, I like seeing competition, and they're not angry at each other. They're just we had physicality and not getting off. That's just what happens.
And both able to talk it off, take nothing personal, and keep moving.
Yeah.
And that's something that I love about the league that you don't see everywhere.
Yep.
Most of us have competed in other things. but that's not the case. It just really ruins basketball. So
Yeah, it's just kind of because one of the big aspects of our league is you have families and spouses and girlfriends that come out. And for me, I'm thinking like, oh no, it's me. I want to make sure that it's an enjoyable experience for everyone here, outside of just people.
Yeah.
Because like people, I want people to be their kids because that's a big part of how kids get into sports.
Yeah.
Seeing their parents, their siblings, their cousins, whatever.
yes.
And I don't want them to see that it's okay to act a certain way.
That's what they're gonna talk about when they go.
Yeah.
Oh man, he made his play.
Yeah.
He made the play.
Yep.
The drum.
Yep.
100%.
We will too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't miss for nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. I also want to take just a quick second to shout out number 21. His name is Zach, right? Zach's a hustle player, man.
He is, yes. So
he created a lot of chances for this team. This is actually a closer game than some people expected, and a lot of it is because of steals, rebounds, creating plays for Zach. So I shouted him out on the Instagram not too long ago.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
Yeah. I sang his praise last week. He has just a high motor.
Yeah.
He's like the exact type of person you hate on the other team.
Yes.
Because he's constant. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And as someone who has gotten much slower and less skilled, I've been trying to embrace that role. You know, like if you're not in position for the rebound, for it to come down, try to go get it. You know, like hustle all the way out to the corner, like jump on the ball when it's on the ground.
Yeah.
And so have a lot of respect for guys who are willing to do that.
Yeah.
And you need at least one or two of them to be successful.
Yeah.
And so I love to see that. What's up? Yes, we have.
Tim wants us to talk about just throwing the ball at his head.
I'd like to make sure the record reflects that was fully intentional. And I do it again. So me and Tim got the chance to play together 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. Tim's an awesome dude.
He's a competitor.
He loves to win, man. And I love the people who love to win. But same thing I always talk with Jake and Sawyer. At the end of the day, right, it's a come back together and competing, but turn it off and like not let it out of control to the point where it takes over the game. You know what I mean?
His shot is just so awkward, but it goes in more often.
And it loves you to sleep, you know? Because we're all guilty of this. Like, I'll talk about it. When you see somebody up, you look at the shoes, you look at the way they carry themselves, look at their form they shoot, and you're like, Hooper or non-Hooper, right? As soon as you decide, okay, non-Hooper, then you play accordingly, right?
Yeah.
You think, oh, I'm going to right at this guy. Or, I don't really need to box him out as hard. I'm going to get the rebound. He's behind me. I don't have to worry about him. I'm dribbling up court. And so I have definitely fallen guilty of, like, taking one characteristic out of context and been like, okay, non-Hooper, and then you get smoked, you know? And so,
especially at our age,
yes, 100%.
We smoked a little more than we don't.
And I think what I need to realize is that,
good defense by Ryan there.
I think more people are looking at me and warm up, so all right, Hooper, not Hooper. So I can find that matchup. So if that's the case, then better take everyone seriously. Good shot by Greg, good driving dish from Ryan.
Yeah, so the score, a 2-point game. It was a 12-point game at the half. So Sawyer's team battled back.
And the difference is they're playing in the court.
They are. They slowed it down.
Every shot that the Knights are taking is in that court setting.
Honestly, so that's like you said. I'm sorry, Jake, but your shot since your first season has been going not the right direction.
Yes.
Unlike Zach, for whatever reason, Zach, he was playing, could not miss.
Yep.
He played before kids.
It is who?
So knows.
But you know, I think you're talking about Carl.
Yes.
So I think the other thing is that Jake and Zach have very different personalities.
Yeah.
And Zach loved basketball for the fun of it. And so being out into a thing like this, where the stakes are lower, he's just like, okay, I get to be me.
Yeah,
and Jake thrives on competition.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, I need the stakes to be high for me to get into it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why this set sometimes works against him most, you know?
Yeah.
Until he gets a little rubbed up.
Which he is.
Yep. But you're right. The shot's not like it used to be. And that's something that, I mean, you force him to play in that court.
I say this because Jacob and Zach were on my team our first season.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't win, despite them two led league in score by quite a high margin. Jake's actually our MVP that season, over Zach, and scored more points than Zach.
Yeah.
But I guess you can only be down from there.
It's true. That is true. But we had the awesome benefit of growing up with the Brum family, being been friends with Jake since before I owned school, because we went to Calvary Chapel Corona together first.
Yeah.
And so and then obviously Zach is family, Zach my brother-in-law, his brother, and so we used to watch them play against each other in college. When Sierra would play against Life Pacific, and so they carried a little bit of that rivalry into the league, and now they're on the same team.
Yep.
So, and that was before I was I still in Louisiana? I wasn't involved. I know Ryan.
Yeah. You weren't here our first season or
I wasn't involved, and I came in season 2, and never left.
Never left.
Can't get rid of me.
I would never want to get rid of Justin.
Why?
And on camera, acting different.
You didn't know. They invite you to every basketball event,
which I appreciate, which I love. And those.
How do you might not appreciate it? Then you're not with her. Or maybe she does.
No, he's like, please, take it. Oh, and so the open. Those open gyms, the front nights. Actually, to a little context to our earlier conversation when Kev says, "I know about Justin's relationship from our late nights together." Yeah. Those were open gyms for basketball. But I love it. Yeah, I just love the basketball. I'm too late to work out, so this is my only chance to get some exercise.
And this is my first in back, mind you, since I have 2 children.
Yes.
So yeah, you played with us 3 seasons ago, right?
Yep.
Your first season with us. There was a little controversy about you getting this season. You guys wanna
listen? I said
I spend one from the
we've been playing, just shooting around.
Right.
Season months ago. You can't deny it.
He did it. I just want to say he not. Yeah.
Okay. But
thank you. I appreciate it.
He's like, the combine is this, and I was like, oh, thanks. I'm ready, and he was like, what?
And now we'll definitely own this one. Life gets a little crazy, and sometimes I get a little complacent. It's a good example, right? Of getting out of position and having a good look at it. Go down though. And I've fallen into a really bad habit of sort of like, new from Crossroads Basketball League or new text from Kev, like
delete.
I'll delete. Not deep, but I'll check when I get a chance. It's lower urgency because I'm like, I'm set, I'm good. I'll make sure that I get it sorted out.
Yeah.
Personally.
But Maddie had played in a couple seasons. Yeah. She did express desire. We didn't talk about it immediately during time frame that signups were due, and so I forgot. Luckily, Kev very gracious, and it worked out with numbers that we were able to get her in. Otherwise, I was going to propose a sort of like a 2-for-1 deal where we each play half a game to get her to run. But very, very thankful that she played. She had a huge shot for us tonight. A
couple big shots, wide open looks down low.
Yeah, and I made every single one of them.
Yes.
Yep.
You had to be for those that you made, right?
We got stats in league, so the stats don't show where the shot was taken.
2.
Wow. So how have you enjoyed playing in this league compared to other leagues that you have been involved with?
How many played in high school? Obviously, I did travel, and then in college I played in Gerald. I got offers to play.
Yeah.
And then since then, I've only been here, right?
Yeah.
So this one's just fun because I know everyone here. I don't know. I feel like I'm very excited at games, and when people are doing the wrong thing in the court, I'm like, what are you doing? But it's fun. It's like intramurals, but of course that's years ago, back in my prime, whatever. That was just all.
I mean, you see LeBron doing at 39, so you can still be in a good time.
I'm on the way.
Kev said no excuses.
Yeah, I'm on.
You just don't want to see yourself short, you know?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we don't have the LeBron money to spend on bodies,
That's
but like,
true. That's
you
true.
know,
Did
it's
you say-
possible.
So I feel like this one just like I can either have fun with it or it can be competitive. Like it's my choice, I
Right.
like that. Whereas before, like in the leagues, I was expected to carry the team, and I was like, okay, well, I have to like show out every single game, and like it was for real, you know.
Got it.
You know.
So I'm gonna ask both of you guys a question. We'll start with Maddie. It's a little different since the last two spouses I had, the wife didn't play basketball, but you play basketball, so it might be different. But what gets you the most excited? Seeing a three-pointer going or seeing a dunking?
Depends on who.
If you're Justin,
Okay. That's me.
People like
Okay. Because you used to dunk.
I used to dunk. In high school, I was. I am a shell of my former self. No, I couldn't. I'm a better three shooter now than I was.
Okay.
Romeo.
Got it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Kev can attest to the fact that every now and then I can get a little bit hot, so I can hit three every now and then, in a minute. But no world am I gonna basket anymore. Yeah, 3 pounds less. So are you talking about in this league, or are you talking about like
Just in,
basketball?
just in general, yeah. Like obviously, in this league, the dunks are very few and far between.
Yes.
But yeah, just in general, if you went to like a NBA or even just like an intramural event, like what gets you, because both can be electric.
Man, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll take a dunk.
electrifying dunk.
The feeling of I never dunked in a game in high school. I was the layup line dunker. We all know somebody who's the layup line dunker, right?
Yeah.
But the game lights come on, and if there's any type of heat into your path, then you can't put through.
Yep.
In intramurals in college freshman year, I did on breakaway again on anybody. That felt so good.
Yeah.
I'll take the dunk.
Got it.
I'll take the dunk. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly would be very excited to see that. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Yeah.
I would also like to say I've been seeing Instagram videos of some of these men's leagues. I don't know if you've seen these, where the rim's at like 7.5 feet. Oh my god!
Trying to start with those.
I would be so down.
So many.
Yeah,
So down. Everybody's getting
Yeah,
hurt.
especially this gym when the wall is right under the basket.
I'm getting yammed on at least 7 a game because I still think I can knock people and I can't. But
Hey, you got a block today?
I did get a block today. It was a tasty one.
You need to apologize.
Hey, we're close game.
Hey, to
Close
be
game.
fair, he didn't hit afterwards. As the guy who blocked you hit you
Yeah.
right into you. So
Ran through, yeah.
I'm just saying, at least
Well,
just in, that's risk you take. You play with the glasses, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I like that block every day. Which probably will not even go on the sheet as a block because the shingle is foul. Yeah.
Yep.
We traveled first. Traveled first. Definitely traveled first. He did.
So just for our viewers, there's 43 seconds left.
Yeah, listen.
So
3-point game, turnover. We got run who? Run it back. Oh yeah, because they went first.
No,
We
they didn't
got
win.
the ball.
I don't know why they named it that.
Good question.
Sawyer telling Nick he's tired of defense. So this is like Jake and Sawyer have both told me that they've the struggle for them to tone down their level of competitiveness.
Yes.
And I think the fact they're going against each other is bringing it back out.
Yes.
Which I know they're going to tell each other that love each other after, but I love seeing it now.
We got a foul on the shot. Zach shoots two massive free throws.
Yeah, they're down by 3.
36 seconds on the clock. Yeah, shout out to Danny Raffi, no longer with us, rest in peace. But he and Sawyer also used to have just a lot of fun. Hits the first. Now here's the question for you: do we miss the second?
there's time.
Okay.
I don't think
And you don't have your rebounders.
Yeah.
Sorry out here. So I don't think you missed this one.
Yeah.
I think put it through.
No, you missed
I,
it.
I stand correct.
Well, he didn't do that on purpose. Yeah. So let's see if we can end them. Nope, they got Nate.
Not the right person.
That's the right person.
Yeah. Yep. But see that even make that free throw.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zach. I like where your head's. I know that you intentionally missed that. I'm gonna get credit for that.
You blame your teammates for not getting a rebound.
I think you need to put it through because I think that if Nate makes two, we got a possession game.
So let's see. I feel like Nate's gonna be flat on the first one.
I think he missed the second.
He makes it.
He gets
but
the
the
rebound.
ball-
The whistle comes. At that point, you kind of would rather him make the first one at that point.
Yeah.
Strategy.
You're right.
It's on purpose.
All
Right
right.
there, 32 seconds left.
Yes.
But yeah, I've noticed how, if you've noticed, but I felt like ever since Nate went to, it was the LU, right?
Yes.
I thought, and Jess told me that he's working with a shooting coach, but I feel like his shot has been much flatter since working with the shooting coach than before.
Thinking about it.
Is that what?
He's thinking about it. I think you're right. I see the same thing. There's a lot of art on it.
Yeah. But it's like his release also a lot different when he played in our league.
Yes.
It's like he flicks his without
Yes.
extending
Yes.
his arm.
Yes. And I think that his dad's a basketball coach.
Yeah.
Coach might have been basketball coach. Half the people here. I think that has encouraged him to take this league as an opportunity to get the form right.
Right.
So he's thinking about it as he's losing. Now we got a 4-point game. So with the stop and puts it charge.
You're gonna get a ticket.
I can't detect. It's too late. Okay, so I don't put this on tape, but how much say do we have over which rep they send us?
So
In case you watch it back for, I'm not saying anything disrespectful.
I don't pick the rest because I don't know the portfolio.
Is
but-
it an agency? And
So
they
it's
send
through
club?
Dwayne.
Yes.
So he,
Dwayne's my guy.
yeah, so he's the person that I have contact with. He's
Yes.
the one who finds reps.
Okay.
So the way that these reps,
And just for the record, he misses the first. So even if it puts this through, we have a 2
Yeah.
game. Now,
Yeah.
now you missed the second.
why would you miss the second?
Clock runs.
I guess it depends if you get timeout or not.
Yeah. 2 is it?
Yeah, because our league we get 2 timeouts per game.
Yep.
But
We'll circle back to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see this last 23 seconds on the clock. Some bows. Ice in his veins. We got a 2-point game.
let's see. Never seen Nate play defense before, and that's probably why.
Are we in bonus?
No, not this side.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they need to get a
Big.
shot.
So
Yeah.
his free throws.
17 seconds left, so they
Okay,
got a lot of
help him out,
time.
help him out,
Zach
help
is
him
good
out.
on the backcourt. Oh, to Josh.
Oh.
No! Yeah, I don't think that's he's gonna want that one. That was nowhere
Yes.
near range.
Yes, he thought he had cut. He thought he had Ryan cut him, but you got to confirm before you throw. Especially in that situation because you've got the ball. Take time. See, that's a good example. Playing at the speed they want you to instead of slowing down. Slowing it down. But Rhino has to both, or else we still got a one-shot game. We can
And
still
yeah,
go for
historically, Rhino is pulling this number out of nowhere. But he's historically like a 7% free throw.
something. He's a pretty solid free throw shooter. I like that. I give him 72%.
Okay.
First. I think he's gonna hit the second as well.
Yeah. He's
If he
played.
doesn't-
Yeah, he's warm. He's in rhythm.
If he doesn't, then Sawyer gets bored
Yeah.
and he takes that fight. He made it.
Oh,
Guess we'll never
that's tough. Yeah,
Well-
he's gonna have to do a quick basket.
team.
Oh, yep,
Yeah.
that's a game.
And
Yeah,
the game
no,
for the
how
minutes
that? Two misses.
stops.
Yeah, see that was a bad decision by Nate. Not only did he miss the dunk, he gave him the ball.
Safe enough.
Yes. And they still stand by the fact that I think they should lose 2 points. So they'd be down. That would be 4
Minus
points from
4
2, and we'd have high game.
Yep.
Just for the audacity.
Yeah, that was
interesting that Rhino is claiming the foul and the refs are not giving it.
So it's fair.
Yes, that's a tough one to eat. Is favors. So you basically you have one contact, sends you who you send you.
So last season was our first time working with Dwayne. There was this bearded ref
Yes.
who I gave him 3 chances,
Oh.
and he absolutely made me upset. And I pulled hard of I don't just often, but I request not to happen.
Okay, gotcha.
So it takes a lot for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and since you have done that already, you haven't even released this time around because you don't want to be the guy who's constantly saying. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
And you made the right.
And they made sure to talk to several other players first to make sure it wasn't just my own biases.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I wouldn't mind not having it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Thank you both for joining me.
Of course.
We had 2-3 viewers at one point. Most people view this late on.
Yes. Go back and for that one hype that they know they had.
I was really looking forward to because I haven't been able to talk with you, Maddie, and Casey was singing your praises. She was talking about how awesome and fun you were, and I got to see a little bit of that, but I appreciate having you both on the live.
Thanks for having us, Kev. We love it. And big shout out to Kev at the end of this for whoever's going to neglect the plot. None of this exists without it. And the fact that he's still here, can't play, but it's killing them. Really frustrated about it. We're frustrated for you. Really hoping this for you. And you didn't want to be, but you did show up anyway.
I show up.
Shout out. And after we were right his head, you should have said the way he fell down, man. It was soft. So I'm going to do it again.
He starts tearing up.
Talking to Timmy Johnson here. He's talking about how he learned next time he can't go halfway against Maddie because she's coming for the knees. I can't be the woman. She's coming for the knees. Yep. I tried to knock that headband off his head, but again next time.
Not English on ball.
Great game. All right, y'all. Be safe. Have a good week. God bless.